My name is Alan Murphy. I'm the senior partner with Gillespie Murphy. You know, things happen in life that create all sorts of problems, emotional problems, financial problems. And I'll talk to you a little bit about that. We're a bankruptcy firm. We help people file for bankruptcy. And sometimes they think, why do people file for bankruptcy? What happened in their life? Well, I want to tell you a few things that we see almost always happen that create a need possibly for a bankruptcy. Sometimes it's one of these, sometimes it's a combination. The first certainly is a loss of a job. You lose your job, you lose income. It might be a full-time job, might be a part-time job. When you lose that job, you're wondering, what do I do? How can I get help? Again, my motto is, there is hope, there is a solution. So that is one thing that drives people to need a bankruptcy, or at least discuss the bankruptcy options. The other that is a primary one is health concerns, health problems. You start out healthy, you're young, you're vital, but then all of a sudden things maybe take a turn for the worse. Hopefully not too serious, but it can affect you. It can affect your hours at work, how many hours you can work, what you can do and what you can't do. Mounting medical bills, mounting medical expenses, doctor's appointments, going to and from. That is a driving force in the need to consider a bankruptcy. So don't overlook that. Next, you might be applying for disability. Those health concerns have reached the point where you can no longer work and you're trying to get disability benefits. But what do you do in the meanwhile while you're waiting for those benefits to take hold? You're getting behind on credit cards, you're getting behind on all sorts of debt that you owe. Maybe you're already getting disability, but that disability income is less than what your job was paying you. Again, that's possibly a time you need to consider a bankruptcy as an option. At least get answers to your questions, options that may be able to help you. One of the driving forces as well is divorce. You know, you have a husband and wife, both are working, have dual incomes, being able to support the family, pay the mortgage, pay the car payments, provide food for the family, and something happens, you get a divorce. So you go from two incomes to separate incomes, separate households, separate expenses. One may be having to pay child support, maybe one may be waiting to get child support, but in that devastation, both emotionally and financially, you're struggling. It's a driving force that we see, unfortunately, for bankruptcy. It may be that you're in a business. Business is doing well. Maybe you've had a business for years. Maybe it's a startup, but you're finding that you're struggling. The economy's not doing what it should be to help your business generate the income you need for your family and for your needs. You're having to use credit cards to pay business expenses. You're having to take out loans. You have to take out a second mortgage on your house to try to keep the business afloat. It's a driving force for bankruptcy. Sometimes to keep the business, sometimes to wind the business down if it's not going to make it, and to just eliminate the debt and get a fresh start. You might have just increased expenses. Light bills go up, food goes up, gas goes up, medical bills go up, medical insurance goes up. We all see it, we all know it. It's a driving force for bankruptcy. These are things we see oftentimes: loss of a job, health problems, disability, divorce, failing business, just increasing expenses. Call us. We can talk to you about your situation, what brought you to the need to consider bankruptcy options, so we can answer your questions, give you options, address your concerns, and again, give you hope, give you a solution. Thank you very much. Call us. It's Alan Murphy with Gillespie Murphy.